Live from London, UK, the National SIMS pageant welcomes you to Miss SIMS Universal 2025 preliminary competition.
Playavula, Albania. Lesliana Pereira, Angola.
Valentina Rossi, Argentina.
Natalia Van Dyke, Aruba.
Cassandra Chadwick, Australia.
Kiara Thompson, Bahamas.
Laura Mertens, Belgium.
Maria Fernanda Reyes, Bolivia. Isadora Montero, Brazil.
Leanna Fraser, British Virgin Islands. Brenda Louie, Canada.
Camila Rojas, Chile.
Zhang Shihan, China. Luciana Torres, Colombia.
Sofia Chacon,
Costa Rica. Aurora Ferrari, Croatia.
Dalia Martins, Curaçao.
Kristina Novakova, Česká republika.
Anastasia Pierre, Denmark. Amara del Sol, República Dominicana. Renata Quiñones, Ecuador. Amira Fatia, Egypt.
Daniela Corazón, El Salvador. Sanni Korhonen, Finland.
Rebecca Raffleson, France.
Lisa Fischer, Germany.
Amma Mensah, Ghana.
Savannah Becker-Coetzee, Great Britain.
Natalia Esquivel, Guatemala.
Bianca Morales, Honduras.
Esther Varga, Hungary. Sunna Magnusdóttir, Iceland. Tamara Uakchiji, India. Clarissa Salsabila, Indonesia. Amalia Sanz, Italy. Rochelle Bennett, Jamaica. Haruka Ito, Japan.
Faith Kamau,
Kenya.
Cho Ye-ji, Korea.
Puttason Bungpatan, Laos.
Farah Liana, Malaysia.
Nadia Hernandez, Mexico.
Anu Batbayar, Mongolia.
Adra Lewin, Myanmar.
Selena Bach, Namibia.
Nikita Chanda, Nepal. Anna Vendries, Netherlands. Maya Tahira, New Zealand. Luna Serrano, Nicaragua.
Jermaine DeVos, Nigeria.
Nora Bird, Norway. Anya Pitteman, Panama. Aurora Valerius, Paraguay.
Elena Marquez, Peru.
Katie Getmaitin, Filipinas.
Lily Warsaw Kaminsky, Poland.
Beatriz Silva, Portugal.
Becky Ann Aridi, Puerto Rico. Anastasia Ivanova, Russia.
Jasmine Tan, Singapore. Talita Botes, South Africa.
Lucia Garcia, Spain.
Mia Anderson, Sweden.
Catalina Grimaldi, Switzerland.
Ratanida, แก้วสิริ Thailand.
Yana Kovalenko, Ukraine.
Camila Devereux, USA.
Catalina Rivera, Venezuela.
Thun Nguyen, Vietnam.
Chiedza Dube, Zimbabwe.
Welcome everyone to Miss Sims Universal 2025 Preliminary Competition. Are you still feeling the energy? Because I am absolutely electrified after that breathtaking British national costume show. Seeing our delegates honor their heritage with such artistry was truly a highlight of the season. But we are just getting started. Tonight, the stakes are higher than ever as our delegates prepare to hit the stage for the highly anticipated preliminary swimsuit competition. And I am not doing this alone. A woman who knows exactly what it feels like to stand in those heels, our reigning Miss Sims Universal, the radiant Kimberly Magno.
Thank you, Rosemary. And hello again, Universal. Seeing those national costumes brought back so many memories of my own journey. But tonight, it's all about confidence, health, and that unmistakable Sims spirit. The preliminary competition is where the judges really start to see who has the command of the stage and the discipline to lead. I've been watching the delegates backstage, and the level of talent this year is simply unmatched. To our audience here and watching at home, these women are about to give you everything they've got. But before we see them, we must introduce the individuals with the most difficult job tonight.
First, a legendary pioneer in our industry, Benedetta Pagani.
Next, the sensational dancer and world-renowned drag performer, Chloe.
The first woman to ever achieve a back-to-back victory, Magali Martinez.
Our reigning queen from the sister pageant, Tiara Zamora.
A world-class actress and Del Sol Valley's most influential superstar, Judith Ward.
And finally, a woman who defines timeless elegance and mystery, Bella Goth.
And now, let's the preliminary swimsuits competition begin. Open the stage with Albania! A high fashion model and advocate for women's legal rights, Clea works to provide free legal counseling for women in rural Albania. Here is Albania. Angola!
An acclaimed author and motivational speaker, she focuses on literacy for all, empowering Angolan youth through storytelling and education. It's Angola.
Argentina!
A professional tango dancer and performing arts teacher who uses dance therapy to help the elderly maintain cognitive and physical health. Here is Argentina.
Aruba! An ecotourism specialist dedicated to preserving Aruba's white sand beaches through sustainable hospitality initiatives. It's Aruba. Australia!
A licensed doctor of medicine and oncology fellow in Ohio, she aims to launch a global cancer foundation. Here is Australia.
Bahamas!
A professional diver and marine conservationist focused on restoring the coral reefs of the Caribbean. It's Bahamas.
Belgium! A software engineer promoting girls in tech, working to bridge the gender gap in the European STEM sector. Here is Belgium. Bolivia.
A social worker specializing in indigenous community development, focusing on bringing clean water to the Andes highlands. It's Bolivia.
Meet them all again. Continue to the next group with Brazil.
An architect specializing in sustainable urban planning, creating green spaces in the heart of Sao Paulo. Here is Brazil.
British Virgin Islands. A disaster management consultant who trains coastal communities in hurricane preparedness and resilience. It's British Virgin Islands. Canada.
A foreign diplomat attaché fluent in 7 languages, she aims to become Canada's youngest senator to reform international trade policies. Here is Canada.
Chile.
An astrophysicist who uses her platform to promote science education for girls in South America. It's Chile.
China. A traditional Erhu musician and cultural ambassador, blending ancient Chinese music with modern orchestral arrangements. Here is China. Colombia.
A social entrepreneur and fair trade coffee advocate, supporting female-led farms in the Colombian mountains. It's Colombia.
Costa Rica.
A botanist dedicated to the Green Lung Project, protecting the biodiversity of Costa Rican rainforests. Here is Costa Rica.
Croatia. A student of biology and zoology, she champions the protection of world forests and wildlife. It's Croatia. Meet them all again. Continue to the next group with Curacao.
A financial advisor teaching financial literacy for youth to ensure economic independence for the next generation. Here is Curacao.
Czech Republic.
A contemporary glass artist preserving the heritage of Bohemian crystal through modern, sustainable design. It's Czech Republic.
Denmark. An attorney and businesswoman committed to youth empowerment and reforming the justice and education systems. Here is Denmark. Dominican Republic.
A professional dancer who founded a non-profit studio for underprivileged children in Santo Domingo. It's Dominican Republic.
Egypt.
An anthropologist documenting the oral histories of Amazonian tribes to preserve their cultural legacy. Here is Ecuador.
Egypt. An Egyptologist working on the preservation of ancient monuments while promoting modern Egyptian female leadership. It's Egypt. El Salvador.
A cybersecurity expert advocating for digital safety and protecting children from online exploitation. Here is El Salvador.
Finland.
A mental health specialist promoting the Finnish concept of sisu, resilience and courage in the face of adversity. It's Finland.
Meet them all again. Continue to the next group with France. A multifaceted marine biologist resort owner and supermodel who researches marine life and fights illegal fishing. Here is France. Germany.
A researcher in medical AI, focusing on early detection technologies for rare neurological diseases. It's Germany.
Ghana.
A fashion designer who utilizes traditional Ghanaian textiles to create jobs and sustainable fashion cycles. Here is Ghana.
Great Britain! A commercial pilot and active UK Air Force member, she aims to be a global spokesperson for peace. It's Great Britain. Guatemala.
A nutritionist leading Project SEED, a program dedicated to eradicating malnutrition in rural villages. Here is Guatemala.
Honduras.
A human rights lawyer specializing in the protection of migrant families and children's rights. It's Honduras.
Hungary. A professional chess grandmaster who uses the game to teach strategic thinking and patience to primary students. Here is Hungary. Iceland.
A geologist and renewable energy advocate, promoting geothermal power as a solution to global warming. It's Iceland.
Meet them all again. Continue to the next group with India.
A Bollywood actress and social activist championing gender equality and the abolition of the caste-based stigma. Here is India.
Indonesia. A cultural travel blogger promoting wonderful Indonesia and the preservation of local crafts. It's Indonesia. Italy.
A museum curator and fashion historian, bridging the gap between historical art and modern Italian haute couture. Here is Italy.
Jamaica.
A track and field athlete and youth mentor, focusing on the power of sports to escape poverty. It's Jamaica.
Japan. A robotics engineer developing assistive technology to provide dignity and independence to the aging population. Here is Japan. Kenya.
An educational ambassador building mobile libraries for children in remote Kenyan nomadic communities. It's Kenya.
Korea.
A software developer who created an app to assist the hearing impaired in navigating public transportation. Here is Korea.
Laos. A traditional silk weaver and entrepreneur working to keep Laotian artisanal heritage alive in the global market. It's Laos. Meet them all again. Continue to the next group with Malaysia.
A holistic nutritionist focusing on combating lifestyle diseases through traditional Asian diets and modern science. Here is Malaysia.
Mexico.
a psychology graduate and volunteer helping homeless Sims and giving talks on mental health for youth and adults. It's Mexico.
Mongolia. A climate activist fighting desertification in the Mongolian steppe through reforestation programs. Here is Mongolia. Myanmar.
A fierce advocate for girls' education, working to build safe learning environments for women in Southeast Asia. It's Myanmar.
Namibia.
A 24-year-old with a master's in public health, she is driven by making a real difference in people's lives. Here is Namibia.
Nepal. A social activist and model focused on menstrual hygiene education and breaking social taboos in Nepal. It's Nepal. Netherlands.
An urban planner specializing in water management, helping cities worldwide adapt to rising sea levels. Here is Netherlands.
New Zealand.
A Maori cultural revitalist and sign language interpreter, promoting inclusivity for the deaf community. It's New Zealand.
Meet them all again. Continue to the next group with Nicaragua. A muralist who uses public art to tell stories of social justice and the resilience of the Nicaraguan people. Here is Nicaragua. Nigeria.
An agricultural innovator developing sustainable farming techniques to ensure food security across West Africa. It's Nigeria.
Norway.
a gender equality advocate working with the UN to promote equal pay and parental leave rights globally. Here is Norway.
Panama. A maritime captain and environmentalist fighting plastic pollution in the Panama Canal and surrounding oceans. It's Panama. Paraguay.
A classical pianist and music therapist working with children on the autism spectrum. Here is Paraguay.
Peru.
A cultural historian and guide, promoting the sustainable tourism of Machu Picchu and Incan heritage. It's Peru.
Philippines. The founder of Project Alon. She empowers youth to use their resilience for a better quality of life. Here is Philippines. Poland.
The first ever world supermodel. She now uses her voice to uplift women struggling with self-image issues. It's Poland.
Meet them all again. Continue to the next group with Portugal.
An art historian and restoration expert dedicated to preserving the azulejos architecture of Portugal. Here is Portugal.
Puerto Rico. A 25-year-old artist and designer who advocates for creativity and the power of authenticity. It's Puerto Rico. Russia.
A former prima ballerina who runs a foundation providing arts scholarships to gifted orphans. Here is Russia.
Singapore.
A fintech analyst and advocate for women's financial empowerment through digital banking. It's Singapore.
South Africa. A hunger relief activist managing community kitchens to feed underprivileged school children. Here is South Africa. Spain.
A medical researcher and Red Cross ambassador focusing on infectious disease prevention in developing nations. It's Spain.
Sweden.
A sustainable furniture designer whose work focuses on the circular economy and zero waste production. Here is Sweden.
Switzerland. A luxury hotelier and human rights activist focusing on ethical labor practices within the global tourism industry. It's Switzerland. Meet them all again. Continue to the next group with Thailand.
A 23-year-old champion of environmental sustainability, advocating for clean oceans and responsible tourism. Here is Thailand.
Ukraine.
A conflict journalist and peace advocate dedicated to documenting the resilience of the human spirit. It's Ukraine.
USA. A visual arts student and mental health advocate who uses art to heal and connect people to their emotions. Here is USA. Venezuela.
A mass communications expert and model working to provide media literacy training to youth in Caracas. It's Venezuela.
Vietnam.
A social entrepreneur whose company provides vocational training and jobs for the unemployed in rural Vietnam. Here is Vietnam.
Zimbabwe. A public health activist focusing on maternal health and reducing infant mortality rates in sub-Saharan Africa. It's Zimbabwe. Meet them all again. What an electric atmosphere we have tonight. We just witnessed 70 incredible delegates showcase their confidence, fitness, and undeniable energy in the swimsuit competition. Each woman brought her own unique flair to that stage, proving that beauty is defined by strength and self-assurance. But the heat is only just beginning. As we catch our breath from that vibrant display, we are about to transition into a world of pure sophistication. It is time to dim the lights and prepare for one of the most anticipated moments of the preliminary night, where grace takes center stage.
That's right, Rosemary. While the swimsuit round was all about high energy, the evening gown competition is where we see the true poise and elegance of our contestants. This is the moment where each delegate shares her personal story through movement and style, embodying the essence of a modern Miss Sims Universal. Every step you are about to see has been perfected with months of dedication. So, ladies and gentlemen, please settle in and prepare to be mesmerized. Without further ado, let us begin the preliminary evening gown competition.
Albania! Clea Vula walks with the strength of an advocate, providing free legal counsel for women in the rural heartlands. Here is Albania. Angola!
Lesliana Pereira believes that literacy is the ultimate tool for empowering the next generation of African leaders. It's Angola.
Argentina! Valentina Rossi brings the healing power of dance to the stage, using movement therapy to enrich the lives of the elderly. Here is Argentina. Aruba!
Natalia Van Dyke stands for sustainable tourism, ensuring the natural beauty of the coast remains for generations to come. It's Aruba.
Dr. Cassandra Chadwick is dedicated to oncology, aiming to form a global foundation for cancer support. Here is Australia. Bahamas.
Kiera Thompson leads the charge in coral reef restoration and marine preservation across the Caribbean. It's Bahamas.
Belgium. Breaking barriers in the tech world, Laura Mertens is a powerful voice for women in STEM. Here is Belgium. Bolivia.
Maria Fernanda Reyes is a champion for social equity, bringing clean water to indigenous communities in the Andes. It's Bolivia.
Meet them all again. Albania,
Angola,
Argentina,
Aruba,
Australia,
Bahamas,
Belgium,
Bolivia.
Continue to the next group with Brazil. Isadora Montero envisions a greener future, using her expertise in architecture to create sustainable living spaces. Here is Brazil. British Virgin Islands.
A beacon of resilience, Leanna Fraser serves her nation through specialized disaster management training. It's British Virgin Islands.
Canada. A diplomat and polyglot, Brenda Louie aims to reform international relations as Canada's youngest senator. Here is Canada. Chile.
Camila Rojas looks to the stars to inspire young girls, promoting science and astronomy as a path to the infinite. It's Chile.
China. Zhang Shihan is a cultural bridge, using her musical talents to preserve ancient heritage in a modern world. Here is China. Colombia.
Luciana Torres stands for fair trade, supporting the female coffee farmers who are the backbone of her nation. It's Colombia.
Costa Rica. Sofia Chacon is a daughter of the rainforest, dedicated to protecting the vital biodiversity of our planet. Here is Costa Rica. Croatia.
Aurora Ferrari carries a lifelong passion for zoology and the protection of the world's precious flora and fauna. It's Croatia.
Meet them all again. Brazil,
British Virgin Islands,
Canada,
Chile,
China,
Colombia,
Costa Rica,
Croatia.
Continue to the next group with Curacao. Dahlia Martins empowers the youth with tools for independence, advocating for financial literacy as a fundamental right. Here is Curacao. Czech Republic.
Kristina Novikova preserves the artistry of her ancestors, ensuring traditional craftsmanship continues to shine. It's Czech Republic.
Denmark. Attorney Anastasia Kjær is a fierce advocate for justice, focusing her career on education and youth empowerment. Here is Denmark. Dominican Republic.
Amara del Sol uses the universal language of dance to uplift and inspire underprivileged children. It's Dominican Republic.
Egypt. Renata Quiñones is a storyteller for the voiceless, documenting the history and rights of Amazonian tribes. Here is Ecuador. Egypt.
Amira Fathia stands as a symbol of heritage, blending archaeological preservation with modern female leadership. It's Egypt.
El Salvador. Daniela Corazon fights for safety in the digital age, educating families on cybersecurity and child protection. Here is El Salvador. Finland.
Sanni Korhonen promotes the spirit of Sisu, advocating for mental health awareness and inner resilience. It's Finland.
Meet them all again.
Curacao,
Czech Republic,
Denmark,
Dominican Republic,
Ecuador,
Egypt,
El Salvador,
Finland,
Continue to the next group with France.
Marine biologist Rebecca Raffleson is a warrior for the islands, fighting illegal fishing to protect marine life. Here is France.
Germany.
Lisa Fisher stands at the intersection of AI and medicine, researching new technologies to detect rare diseases. It's Germany.
Ghana.
Ama Mensa empowers her community through fashion, creating sustainable economic opportunities for local artisans. Here is Ghana.
Great Britain!
A pilot and Air Force member, Savannah Becker-Cutsey aims to use her platform to advocate for global peace. It's Great Britain.
Guatemala.
Natalia Esquivel leads the fight against malnutrition, ensuring every child has a healthy start in life. Here is Guatemala.
Honduras.
Bianca Morales is a defender of the vulnerable, focusing her legal career on the protection of migrant families. It's Honduras.
Hungary.
Esther Varga uses the strategy of chess to teach youth patience and critical thinking for the challenges of life. Here is Hungary.
Iceland.
Suna Magnusdóttir is a force for the environment, advocating for geothermal energy as a solution to global warming. It's Iceland.
Meet them all again.
France,
Germany,
Ghana,
Great Britain,
Guatemala,
Honduras,
Hungary.
Iceland.
Continue to the next group with India.
Tamara Akchiji is a voice for the marginalized, using her influence to advocate for social equality and empowerment. Here is India.
Indonesia.
Clarissa Salsabila travels with a purpose, promoting cultural preservation and sustainable tourism across the archipelago. It's Indonesia.
Italy.
Amalia Sanz curates a future where history is accessible to all, preserving the timeless elegance of her culture. Here is Italy.
Jamaica.
Rochelle Bennett believes in the power of sports to change lives, mentoring youth to find their strength. It's Jamaica.
Japan.
Haruka Ito is an innovator for the elderly, developing robotics that provide independence and a higher quality of life. Here is Japan.
Kenya.
Faith Kamau is a light for education, bringing mobile libraries to the most remote corners of her nation. It's Kenya.
Korea.
Choi Ye-jin uses technology for inclusivity, developing apps that break down barriers for the hearing impaired. Here is Korea.
Laos.
Thauthason Vongpachan empowers rural women by preserving the traditional and sacred art of silk weaving. It's Laos.
Meet them all again.
India.
Indonesia.
Italy.
Jamaica.
Japan.
Kenya.
Korea.
Laos.
Continue to the next group with Malaysia.
Farah Liana is a champion of holistic wellness, educating her community on the link between nutrition and health. Here is Malaysia.
Mexico.
Nadia Hernandez is a psychologist with a heart for service, dedicating her life to mental health and the homeless. It's Mexico.
Mongolia.
Anubat Bayar is a guardian of the steppe, fighting climate change through reforestation and education. Here is Mongolia.
Myanmar.
EIDRA Win is a pioneer for girls' education, believing every woman deserves the chance to learn and lead. It's Myanmar.
Namibia.
Public health expert Selena Bach finds harmony in helping others, using her degree in music to bring healing. Here is Namibia.
Nepal.
Nikita Chandak is a catalyst for change, working to break the silence surrounding menstrual hygiene and health. It's Nepal.
Netherlands.
Anna Vendries is a leader in water management, helping global cities adapt to the challenges of climate change. Here is Netherlands.
New Zealand.
Maya Tahira is an advocate for Indigenous pride, bridging the gap for the deaf community through sign language. It's New Zealand.
Meet them all again.
Malaysia,
Mexico,
Mongolia,
Myanmar,
Namibia,
Nepal,
Netherlands.
New Zealand.
Continue to the next group with Nicaragua.
Luna Serrano uses public art as a tool for justice, creating murals that reflect the resilience of her people. Here is Nicaragua.
Nigeria.
Jermaine DeVos is an innovator for the earth, developing agricultural solutions to ensure future food security. It's Nigeria.
Norway.
Nora Berg stands as a global voice for gender equality, advocating for fair pay and fundamental rights. Here is Norway.
Panama.
Anya Pittaman is a captain on a mission, leading efforts to clear plastic pollution from vital waterways. It's Panama.
Paraguay.
Aurora Valerius uses the gift of music to heal, serving her community through music therapy for children. Here is Paraguay.
Peru.
Elena Marquez is a guardian of history, promoting sustainable tourism and the preservation of ancient landmarks. It's Peru.
Philippines.
Our reigning queen, Katie Gatmayton, empowers youth through Project Along to rise and demand a better quality of life. Here is Philippines.
Poland.
Lily Warsaw-Kamiński is a symbol of self-love, using her journey to uplift women struggling with self-image issues. It's Poland.
Meet them all again.
Nicaragua,
Nigeria,
Norway,
Panama,
Paraguay,
Peru,
Philippines,
Poland.
Continue to the next group with Portugal.
Beatriz Silva is a protector of heritage, working to restore the historic architecture that defines her nation's soul. Here is Portugal.
Puerto Rico.
Becky and Erudai believes in the courage to be authentic, inspiring women to embrace their true selves. It's Puerto Rico.
Russia.
Anastasia Ivanova uses the grace of ballet to provide a future for others, funding art scholarships for children. Here is Russia.
Singapore.
Jasmine Tan is a leader in the digital economy, advocating for technology as a path to female empowerment. It's Singapore.
South Africa.
Talita Botes is a warrior against hunger, managing community kitchens that provide vital nutrition to children. Here is South Africa.
Spain.
Medical researcher Lucia Garcia is a defender of global health, focusing on disease prevention and humanitarian aid. It's Spain.
Sweden.
Mia Anderson is a designer for the planet,
advocating for a circular economy and zero waste production. Here is Sweden. Switzerland.
Catalina Grimaldi is a voice for ethical tourism, ensuring luxury goes hand in hand with human rights. It's Switzerland.
Meet them all again.
Portugal,
Puerto Rico,
Russia,
Singapore,
South Africa.
Spain,
Sweden.
Switzerland.
Continue to the next group with Thailand. Rachanita Keosiri is a champion for the seas, advocating for clean oceans and responsible tourism. Here is Thailand. Ukraine.
Yana Kovalenko is a messenger of peace, using her experience to document the resilience of the human spirit. It's Ukraine.
USA. Camila Devereaux believes in the healing power of creativity, using art to connect people and promote mental health. Here is USA. Venezuela.
Catalina Rivera is a master of communication, working to empower youth with media literacy and leadership skills. It's Venezuela.
Vietnam. Tu Nguyen is an entrepreneur for good, creating vocational programs that provide livelihoods for rural communities. Here is Vietnam. Zimbabwe.
Chiedza Dubé is a guardian of maternal health, working on the front lines to improve healthcare for mothers in Africa. It's Zimbabwe.
Meet them all again. Thailand.
Ukraine,
USA.
Venezuela,
Vietnam.
Zimbabwe. What an absolutely breathtaking display of elegance we just witnessed. Ladies and gentlemen, the evening gown preliminary competition has truly set the stage on fire tonight. Each of these 70 extraordinary women brought their own unique grace and signature walks to that runway, proving that they aren't just here to compete, they are here to make a statement. The level of fierce competition and passerella skills we saw tonight was simply world-class.
I couldn't agree more, Kimberly. These women are leaving it all on the stage. But remember, the power to change their destiny is also in your hands. The global fan vote is still going strong and will remain open for 3 more days after the conclusion of this preliminary competition. Make sure to head over to MissSimsUniversal.weebly.com to support your favorite delegate. The winner of this vote will earn a guaranteed spot in the top 21 on finals night.
It is a life-changing opportunity, so don't wait, get those votes in. As my journey as your reigning queen draws to a close, the anticipation is building to an all-time high. Who among these 70 talented, beautiful, and driven women will have the honor of wearing the crown next? Stay tuned as we head toward the final competition to find out who will succeed me as the next Miss Sims Universal.